Right. Stream should be working. Seems like it is. Oh yeah, I didn't check if... Forgot to check the layout. Um... I think the layout is good. For the most part, at least. Yeah, I think this is good. Right. Cool. That's the chat. Chat's working. Yep. Good. Alright, maybe I can make an announcement. Right. So, yesterday's deployment could have gone better. Not gonna lie. Hey, boing boing. Welcome back. Right, so as I was saying, yesterday's deployment could have went better. But the weirdest thing is that no one complained. Music is nice today, okay, that's good. I like the music as well. It's chill enough. Right. So what they did yesterday, I added these try except to catch all exceptions. Because apparently when it was crashing, nothing was catching an exception in my code, so it wasn't printed out in the logs. And it was being printed out into the OS logs, which is, you know, not that nice. Because I usually don't monitor those. So I decided to just, slap try except everything, exception of all types, and just log those. But I haven't found an exception since. Oh. Also it crashed. If one of us bricks the bot, it is bricked for other users as well? Well, not necessarily. You can brick it just for yourself, because each user has its own session, sort of. Yeah, it just depends in what way you break it. If you break it in a way where it can no longer access database, then yeah, it will be bricked for everyone. But if you break in a way where your data doesn't make sense to the bot, then he won't know what to do with you. But then when someone else messages the bot knows, oh yeah, this person, well, for example, if it's their first message, then yeah, it will know that yeah, I need to do such and such thing for this person. Unless he gets into a situation where his data stops making sense. So yeah, it could be both. Depends. What else did I have to do? Oh yeah, for the new users, get new user. Because somehow I managed to miss that it requires SQL, well, the string to be executed as a parameter, and when I call it, I just wasn't passing along this last parameter, and yeah, it was just crashing when it gets this point. And this point is hit only when the result is none, when they try to select the user from the database. So basically, if the user is not found, it will just, yeah. A little bit. I'm not sure how I didn't catch this before, because this code should have crashed for you. Or maybe I rewritten it afterwards? I'm not sure why it didn't crash when you were trying to message it. For the first time, at least. Right. But otherwise, it's good. Oh yeah, I forgot. So, there's a thing called, well, basically how I run my bot. Usually, there is a cron job, which starts on restart. and for some reason it doesn't work anymore. So basically what the cron job says is actually start, go to this location, well, basically cd to the folder and run python and the main module, which starts the whole application. But no matter how I restarted my machine, it just didn't seem to care to run this, so I don't know what's going on there. So as a workaround, I ran it manually, and yeah, forgot, well, not that I forgot, but I made a typo, which is quite common. Basically, when you write a command, for example, where can I get a window? Here. So clear. Right, so I am in the source directory. So basically, when I have I renamed also new bot, renamed to main.py, so main.py is no longer like the old spaghetti code has been overwritten. Right, so how I would launch my application would be Python, language, 3.8, or I think Python 3 would result to the same version. Yeah, 3.8. So basically, run it. I just write Python 3 and main.py, and this would attempt to run my application. But if you wanted to run in the background, so to detach from the current console, because if you run it like this, whenever the console closes, your console gets closed, it will stop everything that was launched from it. To fix that, there is a thing you can add at the end, which is end sign. This will detach the process, run from this command, and it will run independently. So you can close your console and yeah, nothing will stop. Well, that process won't stop, won't get affected. So what happened yesterday when I did this, instead of end, well, by accident, when I was copy pasting, I added a dot at the end, and suddenly, well, and that made it not work. I didn't realize at that point that it will break it, because it worked, because it actually ran. So let me see, Python. I wonder if I can. I think I can run this. main.py, and if I do end, like it will actually run. It starts running the application, and now the test bot should be live. See, where's my Discord? My test configuration. What if I message it? Yeah, it's suddenly. Oh yeah, I can't connect to the database. See if I can fix it while it's printing out all the errors. Did fix it. Okay, so right. And it works, basically. It prints out all the output based on all the login. I guess I can update. So this is how you would run your code. This is pretty much how you would run your code if you're not using IDE, just using your console. So that's, in the end, how it runs on the server. But, wait, did I press something? Oh. This doesn't mean I can't execute. So let's see. Yes, aux rep Python. No, I think it's from lowercase. Starts with the lowercase Python. Yeah, so it's still running. Python 3, my main.py, still running. No issues. But I I think if I press Ctrl C, it shouldn't change anything. Yeah, it's still running. But if I close this console and open a new one, let's see, clear, like this. Now if I run the same thing, grep Python, oh, it's still there. Why did I break? How did it break? Now I'm confused. So it is still working, even though I made a typo. Hopefully I did the typo. I think I did. So maybe that's not why it broke. That's odd. And now I restarted the bot, and it works without the dot. And I closed the console. Confusing. So knowing that the whole night it was down and no one said anything. Okay, I'm confused. Maybe it's different because it was in Debian, and on Ubuntu somehow it tolerates the end sign. Is it ampersand? Ampersand? Don't remember. Well, in any case, well, now I guess I have a running testbot, which I will just kill the process ID, and it's gone, and it's no longer running. So basically that's how I run, but well, it turns out, yeah. Okay, it is kind of bizarre why it crashed then. Because it definitely stopped working when I went to bed. It didn't print out any logs. So I have no idea. Yeah, just a little after 12 midnight. 10 minutes after midnight it crashed. Right, well, I can't think of anything else that could cause it. Terminating my SSH session is the only thing that could have affected it. Because when I put my PC to sleep, yeah, all the sessions get broken. It would be nice if I could test it somehow. Let's have it like this. Yeah, but I don't really have a way to test it otherwise. Let's see, Python 3 ampersand dot. Right, main py. I'm not in the right directory. Right. So, what do we want to do today? I'm kind of done with the configuration, but not really sure what. Well, I know what I want to do next, but I'm not sure I want to do it right away. Do you have any? Right, where am I? Work. Oh. Yes. This is Eclipse workspace. File director. Yeah, I like that SpongeBob looking emote. Yeah. So I guess no requests, right? So I guess then I'll move on from this. I wish well, I would like to know what happened there exactly, but doesn't look like I will get a chance to figure that out. But yeah, it seems like when it's up, people are using it quite a bit, which is nice. Because it doesn't really take long for someone else to start using it. So even though no one was complaining, no one said anything about the bot crashing, I imagine that's because most of the users don't actually pay for it, so you get what you pay for. If you don't pay anything, like don't really have anything to complain about. Well, at least that's maybe how it is. Because if I didn't see the logs, I would think that maybe no one is using it, but apparently they are. Right, I think I need to commit all of these changes as well. I had to do another fix, alright, yeah. So much was broken. It's been a while since I did a production deployment. I had to... And one fun thing I found out that Debian 10 doesn't come with Python 3.8. It only supports Python up to 3.7. And 3.8 is the minimum version required for the Hikari library. So that was fun when I found that out. So what I did was compiled, basically found a guide how to compile Python source code to how to install Python from the source code, pretty much. So that was fun. Well, it was quite simple, but yeah, it's not something you would like to do right off the bat without testing it first. But the bot was kind of deployed already, and I already deleted libraries that were not needed anymore. Well, namely Discord Pi. Since I was going to use, and when I tried to install Hikari, and yeah, okay. Then I ran into an issue that it doesn't find that library with Python 3.7. But yeah, luckily everything worked out, and now I'm running 3.8 on my Debian server, and I need to keep that in mind. So even around my notes, readme.txt. So yeah, I had to add these notes. So since I reinstalled Python, Python 3.8, yeah, I needed PyMySQL. So I have quite a few dependencies on third-party libraries, even though I keep saying that I don't like using them, but these are the ones that I kinda have to. Like, I'm not gonna implement my own wrapper for MySQL, so I need that. Requests is to send an HTTP request, which I usually, well, I didn't do previously. It's like, it's a new feature for the test message, because when I send, well, when you send messages to Discord webhooks, it's basic HTTP request. So yeah, to do that I need this library. Pillow is for image processing. So since I create an image and convert it into the form that's needed for the test message, I need that. Well, and PayPal is for PayPal integration when I send a message to PayPal that an invoice with such and such items needs to be created. So I have quite a few dependencies and Hikari on top of that. And I removed discord.py, which was used previously. Oh yeah, and this is the steps you need to do to compile Python 3.8.9 into the source code. No, from the source code. So this apparently installs all the dependencies, which aren't that many, which is nice. Well, I guess it's not only dependencies, there are some tools as well. Then I download the actual source code by this command, and extract it, go into the top directory, configure, is yeah, it's basically this is C++ thing. I'm pretty sure this is how C++ code gets built. There are tools make. Make basically prepares everything. Or make this actual compilation, I don't know. I think make install is the one that actually, but yeah, there are 3 steps apparently when compiling source code. You have to run configure, then make. These options apparently don't really matter that much. Let's have it compiles. Yeah, basically. And well, it runs, yeah, this is how you run configure. This is not how it runs, like make install also installs it properly into your OS. So you run it like a normal Python. Like installing it in the proper directory in your OS is part of the installation. So make install will, so basically now you can, on the server I can do the same thing. Python 3.8, it will just run it like this. But instead of 3.8.10, it will say 3.8.9. Let me see, can I actually log into the server without showing its IP? Let's try that. Dot. I think this is. Kinda works. Kind of, sort of works. Let's see. So this is. So this is the console from on the server. It says config bot. So this is the server name, how it is named as a machine. So if I do Python 3.7 is here, and also I have 3.8 now. And Python 3 by default now it maps to Python 3.8. So if I do this. Double dash, yeah, so it's 3.8.9 on the server. Right. Well, not sure that's interesting at all. Right, disconnect from the server. Hopefully the bot is still working. Yep, it is working. What else? Damn, I feel kind of tired. So yeah, these are the new notes I had, well, I made for the next time if I need to do the same thing again. I think it's time to update all the OSs, so I wouldn't have issues like that where Python version is not supported, like it's not, you can't install it from normal repositories. You have to compile it from source, which is, well, doable, but I would prefer to install it just using package manager. That would be so much nicer. Someone's pressing buttons. Oh, okay. In any case. Yeah, I need to... I'm not sure how long it will take. I imagine pretty soon I will forget about the deployment and just leave it running as is. To be running in peace. Also, the guy, Moyafro, messaged me again. So apparently he has a couple of new tasks that he needs help with as well. So he'll be back at some point. Now, next thing I need to work on is what people were asking for a long time. I actually have link here. Yeah, tools for Albion. Okay. So this is where I get all of my information about the stuff. Well, this is basically the best documentation there is for the Albion Online API. This website uses cookies. Okay. Yeah, Sandbox Interactive API. So Sandbox is the developers of the game, and this is like, it's not an official documentation. It's made by pretty much players. I'm not sure how they figure out all of these things, because I don't think it exposes VSDL or something like that. Maybe it does. Oh, there's an example as well. Okay. So there's supposed to be API info. Yeah, so currently gold price. Oh, so this is the price of in-game gold. Okay. Oh, it goes way back. Oh, it stops at... What is this, September? Oh, actually goes on for a little bit. Can't really see you. Okay. Ah, it goes up to today. Okay. Well, in any case, let's reset the zoom. Type info. I need to find the data about where it explains where can I get the prices. Price history. Find logs. Yeah, okay, so this has some information about the prices. Price history comparison of Pine logs. The Pine logs are tier 4 material on 4.0, so it's not enchanted and so on. Like, if this is stuff you would know if you played the game, and which I did, and I know. Mining, farming, guild members. Yeah, but I don't see any description about this. Beyond general, then please consider honoring the work that got into tools for Albion. Thank you. Not now. Sorry. If I wasn't struggling myself, I would. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really see anything about prices. There's another website. Let's see. Albion. What's its name? Not data. Maybe it is data project or something. Online data project. I think this is the service. The marks came for the first semester. Ooh. How does it look? Old price. Historical price. Best way to make use of the data is using tools that are built in. Ah, so these tools use this data. Okay. Data project. So this data gets, well, there's a plugin you install which scrapes the data about the prices each time you open a market and sends it to this third-party database which accumulates that data, and apparently there's a way to expose, well, get access to that data. Are you sure it's okay to show that on stream? Even though I showed it for a brief second. Condition don't show on stream. Oh, okay. Let's see, how can I do this? Well, I guess I'll just hide this recording after it's done. No problem, don't worry. If, well, there's only 2 of us here now, so no one else saw it. Let's switch to something else. I can see it on stream. Well, not on stream. Oh, so your marks are in percentages, so it's out of 100. And there are like 5 100s. That's pretty good. Introduction to web technologies, 100. That's solid. Don't worry, I cropped the important part, okay. Well, that's good. But still, okay, I won't show it on stream. I just won't delete the, well, I won't hide the recording then in that case. But yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Okay, let's see. Subject, group, test type. Internal. Oh. Yeah, it does say internal, okay. Teacher name. Oh, so well, you have the same teacher for a lot of things. That seems kind of unusual. Usually we have dedicated teachers for each subject. I guess the... How does this work? Oh, it's the same subject in multiple lines? That's odd. But yeah, having 85 as your low, like 80. Yeah, 80 is the lowest grade you got. And like it's only one, like 180 with an 85. And everything else is 90 plus. So, you know, definitely not a bad result, I would say. Solving using Python programming. Problem solving using Python programming. Interesting. Oh, so this subject 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Oh, so these are only 2 subjects. Interesting. Why do they split it up like that? And there's a multiple test of each subject. Oh, so these are all individual tests? Oh yeah, the dates are different. Oh, well, I imagine it averages out a pretty good grade. That's pretty good. Yeah. I definitely can't show results as good as yours from my study days. I wasn't as good of a student as you are, so far at least. The years I actually started putting in extra effort from 2nd or 3rd year. Yeah, 2nd, 3rd year probably are the best years when I was like also going for like highest grades. Like I was in like top 5% in the university at that time. So that was cool. It was a lot of effort, especially after slacking off on the 1st year. Can't say the same about physics. Yeah. Physics. I was struggling. Physics was the subject I was struggling the most as well, so, you know. It doesn't really matter all that much. Physics is an interesting subject to know about. Like, physics is much more interesting to learn about at your own pace, like, at your leisure. Basically, I had a lot of experience before, so this was very, very, very easy for me. A lot of experience before? What do you mean by that? Where did you get that experience from? Are you talking about working, having an internship? Can't you see? Okay, what does it actually say here? Let's read a little bit. It's gonna be a reading stream. This project is still in beta. That's always nice to build a tool based that relies on a project that's still in beta. These tools are not affiliated with Albion Online or Sandbox Interactive Gaming. Yeah, so these are third-party tools in beta. Welcome. The goal of this project is collect and distribute real-time information for Albion Online. This is achieved with downloadable client that knows network traffic and specifically for Albion Online identifies the relevant information and then ships it off to a certain server which distributes the information to anyone who wants it. Nice. So the client is here. Download stats. What the hell? Does it explode? What? somsubhra.com release stats. What is this? How to upload directory to GitHub? How does it link it to this? Maybe the page has been moved? Yeah, well, third party is third party. Beta as well is beta, so, you know. Contributing. This process runs on DigitalOcean Droplet. In order to ensure almost perfect uptime and high performance for the users, if you find this project beneficial to you, then please consider donation. Thanks. I will definitely consider it when I have it incorporated. The most recent releases can be found here. Imagine this is, yeah, the versions that, like, these are the scrapers. Oh, there's a Linux client as well. Try installing that. When was the last time it was updated though? Does it actually say? 21 days ago. Yeah, 1.6, 1.6, 0.5, 0.1.5, okay. So that was launched in December 1st, November 24th, October 21st. Yeah, it's pretty much a monthly release cycle. Let's see why. So these are the new builds. I imagine when the client has a major update, they have to update this plugin as well to keep up with. Yeah. That's the tough part about creating a plugin for a game or a tool that doesn't support modding. That you need to like put extra effort to keep up with the updates, because each new update overrides all the game files, so your plugin just gets whatever mechanism you use to plug into the game, yeah, it basically gets wrecked. Even though it's scraping data from the network, so you think it might, well, it shouldn't be affected by that, but apparently it is. I'm not sure why else it would need monthly releases. Where can I view the data I upload? Note that the client can only update the market orders that you load in game, so be sure to browse the market for the prices that you need. When a price is uploaded, it is visible in the data immediately. The best way to make use of the data is by using the tools that are built on it. And these are a bunch of tools. More tools are actually actively being developed, and well, my tool will be one of them. If you want your tool or your project listed here, contact us using the info below. Okay. Market data can be used. Market data can also be obtained through the API, which has Swagger documentation available here. Ooh, okay, we'll see about. That's a bold claim. Having excellent documentation always helps, but you know, third-party projects or beta version, I'm not sure. I'm a bit skeptical so far. Item IDs can be found in formatted metadata for the use in the API. Okay. Swagger documentation. I guess you don't really need much. Gold price charts. What? What do you mean charts? Item and item list format. In item list. Oh, so Swagger, it means there's a framework for providing documentation. Interesting. Schemas. Imagine they correspond to each endpoint. Market history response. Histories response. View prices. Guess this is the only one that I'm interested in, but I want to figure out what this is. Try it out. Oh, actually I can enter some values. Path. Item list. Also, the response is success, and gave me just a timestamp. Price average 0, item count 0. Okay. Well, how can I see? Guess I can try. Well, let's look at the data I actually get, that I operate with. Oh yeah, I was looking at job offerings at Tesla. Well, that might be a cool company to work for. I didn't actually apply yet, but I think I will. Just for I don't think I will be accepted or even get into an interview. I guess it doesn't hurt to try. I need to be working on cool stuff. Code foundations. Yeah, when you look at this, like, this looks really cool. Visualization of how the AI works. Looks very jittery, but you know, I guess that's just how it is. Yeah, Code Foundation. Yeah, they talk about high volume, low level languages and custom Linux kernels and so on. So that's something interesting, I guess. Maybe if I played around with Linux a little bit more, maybe built my own kernel, maybe that could be something that could make me stand out and be a serious candidate. But I'm not really sure I'm gonna... Well, I like using Linux. I'm not sure I would like to build my own version. Like, there are plenty of people doing that already. I don't have any ideas on what can I make different. And other stuff is just hardware stuff, designing chips and so on. Valuation infrastructure. But yeah, I definitely could work on some backend stuff. The stuff that process, like not the code that runs on the machines maybe, but the code that runs on the servers. That would be interesting to work on. Right. Okay, that's besides the point. I'm not here to talk about Tesla. I don't really... I used to be a fan of .com. I need API. The API. Game info events. Yeah, so this is what I work with. This is the sort of data that I have in my database for each kill. Let's see, victim inventory. So this guy had 2 items. Type. I imagine this is the ID. Well, this should be the ID of the item. Just copy all of this here. I have it in the same. Call that nice though. Can I? Line wrap. Format it in some way. Doesn't look like it. In any case, I can see type item. Quality is separate. Yeah, I guess the items for the same quality. Maybe this is the ID. List. Location. Let's see, what are the locations? Need to remember the name of the city. Lumbridge? Or maybe it needs an ID of the town. I think it's Lumbridge. I don't remember. See. I didn't find anything. Charts. Oh, format required. So what is the format? So this documentation is really explain enough. So format CSV. Sample values. Quality level, item type ID. Wow, nullable as well. I'm not really sure this documentation actually helps. Oh, it's a black arrow. Wow, this is hard to see. Well, in any case, market stat response. Item type ID. That's price gold. Chart history. location is what you would expect from third party, I imagine. Well, more or less. What else do they say? Item IDs can be found in the somewhere else. Here. Oh, do they have? Oh, okay. Hmm. Have we ever did a test response? Twitch. Oh, I did. I have a test query done. Right, so this is the test query. Stats, prices. So this is the tier 4 bag, tier 5 bag. So this is the list of items. Then it has locations and qualities. Wait, what? Okay, let's just copy it over. Here. Buy price, price date, buy price max, sell price max. Well, for selling, you usually look for the cheapest price minimum. And what's the difference? Min and max are pretty much the same. Yeah, the background is not see-through? Oh, that's... not sure why. I imagine it would be. Okay. Oh, it doesn't parse the... what's its name? JSON. Here as well. This. Navigator platform, whatever that is. As authored. Ish. I don't really see a way to parse JSON, which is a little bit annoying. Breakpoints. Yeah, not used to using this these developer tools. Well, they don't seem to be all that useful at this point. So this is how I can actually get the price of an item. What if I don't provide? Is location required? So this is APA. v2 stats prices. Let's look at the documentation. v2 stats prices. So it has item list. Right, okay, let's add items. Format, that's... I have no idea what the format is. Because here, like, the format is not set. Like, it's just a list of items, as far as I can tell. And it executes on that. So, the string. Title not found. Get. Wait, is a format sent in cookies or something? Can I change its location? This, yep. Let's do a refresh. And I want to look. 404? Oh, favorite icon, okay, that doesn't matter. Elements. So I actually look at the request headers. Have any response headers, request headers, path, scheme? I don't see anything about format. Coding. HTTPS. Details error. No matter what format it's in. Format. This is kind of bizarre. Okay, let's look at tries to do here. They execute. Plus headers. Oh, accept text plain. Oh no, accepted encoding. This is fine. What's the difference? Touch destination empty. Yeah, this is sure this I'm looking at the right spot. It has location set and locations and quantity. Okay, let's add a location. Hey, Carlon. Like a good location. It still says 404, not found. So this is the response structure. Price minimum, maximum, and so on. Okay. I have no idea how to read this documentation. Really help me. response. And this isn't really all that much of a documentation. Formatted metadata. Maybe there's something here. Well, on.txt. Island Guild. Wait, is this all the list of all the cities? The hell is this? Trinity Hall. So this is the dungeon. And I assume Dungeon Undead. What? Why would you need something like this? Random numbers? Yes, items is the only one relevant, but item ID seems so the main question I would have. Oh, you can have at. So this is the enchantment level. Okay. I guess I ignored the documentation, which I can't even use. So let's take a look at prices of the tier 4 bag. Carleon. And you have quality. Okay, quality 2. High price. And let's have an enchantment level of 3. Diamond. At 3. No one no one sold or bought one. That's nice. See another location. What are the locations? Need an Albion map. Albion online map. Looks like serviceable map. Don't really want to go to the forum, just give me not visit. Open image, new tab. Artlock. Oh, it's Limhurst, not Lumbridge. Where did I get Lumbridge from? Oh, from RuneScape. Wow. Okay, Thetford. That could be. Or let's try Fort Sterling. Fort. Let's not do the 3rd level of enchantment. 2nd. Okay, there are some prices. Some price information there. And quality. Quality. What's the highest level? 4? 0 sold. Price 3. Right, without any enchantment level. 0 sold. Qualities. What name to name this property? Okay, so 2 is... Quality 5. So 5 should be the highest one, if I understand correctly. No data. Well, it says zeros. Buy price, min date, sell price. Yeah. Maybe if I looked at the raid bags. Oh, there is something being sold. Sell price minimum. So minimum price is what? 1.1 mil? Okay. I guess this could be usable. So I need, well, I guess first of all I need somewhere to store all the values. Quality 5. 0.1. Okay, there is some items at enchantment level 1. At 2 there are no items. No information, okay. Imagine at 3 it's the same thing. No, there is one. Right. Maximum 9.8 mil, and minimum. So I guess there's only one offer. Okay. Yesterday's price. So I guess well, the idea I have is to request prices one item by item throughout the day and make it so in more or less 24 hours I get well, I refresh prices like in my local database of all items in 24 hours. That's how I imagine it working. Now we just need to figure out the details. So location. Location is the big question. I guess it needs to be configurable. So you should be able to choose the location where your prices, which location your prices are based on. Right. So that would require adding another option, the configuration bot, which can be done now. And based on that option, Yeah, it just retrieves values, item values, base, yeah, on that location. So each item has different okay, so quality levels and enchantment levels. So it's no enchantment, level 1, level 2, and level 3 enchantment. Okay. Well, in any case, I need to go like 10 minutes. Timer, 10 minutes. Be right back. No audio. Right, we're back. back. Oh shit. Forgot to... Okay, draw back. Okay, now back again. Right. What happened to the music? Oh, it's playing, okay. I just had my headset volume turned down, way down. Leave page. So... Right. So I was thinking, how can I do this? Well, this list... Okay, we have around 8,000 IDs. Journal. Fishing journal. Empty or full? Well, I guess if it's a partially full journal, then you don't... Well, you can't really sell a partially full journal, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, there are odd things like that. What if I give an ID? How can I find... Yeah. It would take a while. Because I would like to figure out what's the ID of the item that's... the journal. Which is half full. Well, one way would be to just play the game. And get killed with it. And then I can take a look at it in the... through the API. Or something like that. So that would be one option. Skin Cougar Best. Have a price. Doesn't have any sell by orders. Okay. So a bunch of items and 5 levels of quality as well. But I don't really want to populate all of them. I just want to have prices for items that are actually used, or people actually lose or equip. I guess I should start with a killbot. Do I have my killbot sanitized? That's the question. I do. Right. So I guess first of all I should create a table with all the entries. I do this. It would be good to know what kind of stuff. Let's see. Sure, it has a test mode. Yeah, it does have a test mode implemented. Test application startup time. Startup time. Trial days? Wait. I don't think I actually use this, do I? Skillbot, right? Okay. Right, where's my test mode? In test mode? I don't actually start anywhere, do I? Okay, test mode enabled. Parse test user, test password, test delay. Oh, bot type, killbot. I guess this is the important part that I base my behavior on. Yeah, bot type killbot. So it knows what type of configurations to load. Because that's why I have test killbot and test battlebot in the database as in the classifier. Alright. I guess first of all I should have it running. Yeah, I need to make this run. To open the file, do not show on stream file, or be on killbot, source. The skillbot is the one that will actually need the prices, will show the prices. And it opened in a random location. Okay, let's see, the configuration says test mode 1. So test mode is enabled to log into the database the same way. Imagine this is not right. Okay. I think killbot permissions will not allow. Yeah, I guess I'll need to sort out permission, but that can be done later on in the database. And that's something I need to do off stream because it has sensitive information, if I remember correctly. Right. So it should run. If I just run it. Those others. And all of these. All of this and this. Because this is written in the same spaghetti style as old version of configuration bot, but I'm not really going to rewrite it. I could, yeah, a huge project if I wanted to, but it is working fine, more or less. I like how these definitions post events, event to Discord, okay, that. Create kill image. Let's see. Check config, init config. Last event ID stored in the file. Last ID file. The last ID. So this is where how it knows which kills it already processed. Which events. Bunch of helper methods. Item image. Draw user gear. Get image. Maybe I could use another method. Where do I actually have the configuration? Do the thing. I think this is run on the loop, yeah, so main loop. Check config. I think that's on a database reload period, which is in the configuration, or it's just set here 1. And in configuration, reload period is 20. So every 20 minutes it reloads the configuration from the database. Okay. I guess that's fine. Why does it have so many changes? Fully running. So this is for someone who monitors a lot of kills, wants to get information about a lot of kills. Let's do commit first, so we know what our starting point is. Configuration removed. Add the file. Cache. I don't really want to add cache. Commit history. Cache is a huge directory. Let's do add it to the ignore file. Already in the ignore file, but yeah, it's a lot of files here. Or this file. That doesn't let me add the whole folder. Let's see, how does the ignore file look like? I don't really see it here. Or but that helps. Well, the folder should be committed, but would this work? But oh, whatever. At least it's not only one file. Furniture item, vegetation tree, deco A1, A0 I mean. Ah. So, well, apparently there are all sorts of items. Okay, let's commit this. Logs, app logs. Last AD, I guess I can commit last AD file. So, add git ignore. Add logs as well. Logs. Try again. It doesn't seem to have effect. Git ignore syntax. So I think I'm messing something up. Ignore. Git ignore documentation. Pattern format. Align starting with comment. A comment, trailing space are ignored. They're quoted with backslash. Optional prefix. Slash is used as directory separator if... Okay. Tracked files to ignore. Oh, I guess for logs not to be a thing, I need to untrack them. So that would look like something like theme. Remove from index. So now if I do commit, it doesn't even show logs now. It doesn't suggest, even though it has some files. But okay, let's do this. Code or streams. And now it's time to try and run it. Run as Python run. Test mode. I guess it would be a good idea to know what kind of configuration it actually loads. So select user configurations, ID is such and such. My user ID is 3. Oh. Right. I have a lot of configurations associated with me. Can I also base it on payment ID? So if I go list my bots, test kill bot, and get payment ID such and such. So this is, so it monitors Arch and PoE, and it posts to these webhooks. NGQS. Seem to be doing anything. Let's try using setting up a new bot with that webhook. Should be posting to one of my channels, my Discord, one of my test channels. Instance, Killbot. Yes, bot one. It's alliance to monitor, so there's something random. Oh, I can test now. A message was sent. Just to figure out where it was sent. Here, here. Here, so test Killbot test 2. This is the channel I can see the messages. So far, no messages have shown up. Right. I don't even see that it's ticking. Should log something info. Waiting for such and such seconds. Do test values. Boing boing. Welcome back. I'm looking at the Killbot implementation. Is another spaghetti code, but I'm not gonna rewrite it this time. Trying to figure out why it's not doing anything at the moment. 8 slept bathed, that's good. A good combo. Let's see. Test delay. I actually use test delay. So now this code seems to be quite dead. It runs but doesn't do anything. Checks configuration, reloading configuration from the database, and that's the last entry. Let's try running it in debug. So it seems like it doesn't reach the main loop. Let's see if it does. Run as. Oops, not tests. Debug as. Okay. Oh, it reached the main loop. Okay. Right, check config. Okay, do the thing. Go inside. Connect to the database. Yeah, connection is an object, that's good. So cursor is for the database. Select from events. Oh. I think this is where it just hangs. Okay. So it it appears like it's not doing anything because it's actually waiting on the database to return like millions of records. I think I only saw like last million events. Okay. So I need to update last ID, is that's where it stores. Like there's a file with which just stores the last last entry that was processed. So let's see. Select. Need to update it to be a reasonable value, otherwise it just tries to load the whole database, which is like 10 gigabytes of space. Which one probably won't go well. From events. Order by ID descending. That's what I want. Limit 5. Okay, so only 5 last entries. Right. So I have my last record is, what is it? 11 million? Yeah, this is 11 million. Now, which ID does it look? Yeah, there are 2 IDs that I could use, both ID and event ID. So now, the question is which one I actually store there. The last event is event ID, so column ID, okay. What's the red line in the background? This one? The vertical one? Oh yeah, usually you don't see that when I have multiple, well, many files open at the same time. It's, yeah, it's the IDE thing. It's supposed to be a guide because, you know, there's an old, well, I guess, yeah. Okay. I should start from the beginning, which is, yeah, basically a little bit of history of programming and IT in general. So, when everything used to be in a 4x3 terminal, and resolutions were like, what, 800 by 600? What was the standard resolution back then? I don't remember. Basically, the space on the screen was very limited, and it was significantly harder to read whatever was printed out in your terminal if it was more than like 80 characters in length. And from those days, there was a practice developed, or like best practice was considered, to not have your code longer than 80 characters. Like, any statement shouldn't be longer than 80 characters, just so it would fit for sure in one screen. So this is how, well, this is meant to help you achieve that. Except I changed the configuration. I made it, instead of 80, I made it 120 characters. So the line is moved, because otherwise it would be like somewhere around here. So basically, take off a third of it, and yeah, this is where it would be. And that's very, very, very limiting. So I just moved it to 120 and just had it as a guide. But obviously it's not a... you don't have to follow it. It's just like a tool to help you. And I'm pretty sure in Visual Studio you can enable that as well. I don't remember how I did that in here. Text editors, I think. Oh yeah, print margin column. So if I move that 140, I think. Yeah, so it moves. So yeah, it's basically a print margin is basically how long of a string your terminal can print out and still be readable, so it wouldn't introduce like break lines and so on. So it just, yeah, nothing special. I installed Vim in Visual Studio Code yesterday, so all the commands in Vim work inside Visual Studio Code. Interesting. Why would you do that? Seems like a very quite convoluted thing to do. What's the reason? Why? Yeah, that would be my question. Why? What's the benefit? Fast navigation. Yeah, I guess, yeah, there are a lot of key combinations developed over the time for Vim. Fast navigation in the text. Yeah, I can definitely see that, but how is that actually useful? I would imagine like it's nice to have, especially if you know Vim commands already. So being able to use the same thing in your IDE. Otherwise, I have to use arrow keys to navigate. Yeah, now you can use the keys. I guess that's fine. Well, I never used Vim extensively, so I don't really know the key combinations. That's something maybe I could learn. But don't use Vim all that much. I will forget that for sure. So it's kind of pointless learning that. Coding is not really... Well, I guess if you're gonna be a sysadmin or something like that, then you would be using those tools a lot. In that case, yeah, I would definitely learn that. But as a for general programming, I don't feel like it's... Maybe it could be useful. Yeah, I'm thoroughly unconvinced. I can put it that way. That it's a useful thing. But yeah, if you like it, yeah, that's good. That's great. So, it uses ID. That's sure. So this is the number I want. And I want it to be reasonably lower than the last ID. So here, this is what it should remember. Let's say last 100 entries, something like that. We'll try to select last 100 entries. Right. So if I run it now, yeah, it actually is doing thing. That's a lot of errors as well. Too many requests. That's not nice. Requesting, it should be requesting items from what I see. Path. So it doesn't find images for the items. Well, yeah, that's gonna be a little bit of a pain for now. Guess the backend doesn't like me requesting images so often. Actually see the URL that's being called. I should print that out as well. Thread. Everything is being done in a single thread. I don't remember how I implemented this. Well, I guess I need to wait for a little while. I could take a look at the cache. Where's the location? Here. And oh, dash home, and then cache. ls. Ooh, that's that's not a lot of items. So this is so the cache. What the cache is in this case is just a folder which holds all the images. Actually, it would be nice if it said the number of items inside. man ls all sort this directory blah blah blah. Count mentioning it. Nope. How do I actually count the number of files in a directory? What was it? Bash, right? Count number of files. Easiest way to count the files in Dirty Linux is using the ls command and pipe it to the word count. Okay, well, I guess I can do that. ls pipe it to wc 14. Okay, if I do the same thing for cache, pipe it wc. What L does? So we are close to 2000 files. And E. L lines. Print the new line counts. Oh, so it counts new lines. Okay. So yeah, let's pretty much just list the files. Doesn't it? Well, it counts 14 files here, so 3, 6, 9, well, 14. Well, I guess it works fine, even though it doesn't look like ls just prints out new line characters here. This does, though. I wonder if this will work. Let's see. Suddenly it's 19. Oh, it counts the hidden files as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Missing one. PyCache? No. Well, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Okay, let's check. So yeah, it is currently adding a bunch of new files. So it added like 60 new files while running. I guess the best I can do is just wait for cache to catch up. Because it's constantly adding new items. And it should be posting here, yeah, so it's posting kills all the time. Right. Well, at least it's working, so that's good. Yeah, that's a good starting point. So now, what I wanted to do is try to get the item price at some point. Check's concept. Do the thing. Do the thing is the main function method. So the vocabulary is so off. Oh, I need to go get some water as well. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Right. And I have some water. Water's nice. Okay. So, yeah, do the thing. Connect to the database. And select events. Yeah, get event, fetch one. So for each event, last event ID. Okay. Immediately remembers what was the last ID. Then oh, if last ID is 0, so this only gets the last event ID. Okay. Oh, so I could have just reset it to 0. Yeah. Oh. Doesn't really matter. I'm not getting errors or too many requests. The number of items I need to add is reasonable at this point. That's good. So how many items sit under the being? A little bit over 2,000. Yeah. Wonder with how many did I start? Never know. Doesn't really matter as right. In loop. Okay, so now when it knows the last ID, selects all of entries that have higher ID. Okay, reasonable. And then for each ID, for each event, it selects, sets last event ID, sync send event. This is my class, yeah, sync send. So this is what actually it inherits from threading. Right, that's probably a good idea. We have multiple threads at once trying to insert records into the database. That seems like a bad idea. Not really sure how I can work around that though. Maybe I have to do it before that. When I have event. Yeah, so I take the event here and get prices, update prices for that event. That might be the way to go. Yeah, this is probably the best spot to do that. So what I will be storing, 5,000 items. Oh yeah, 5,000 items, including their enchantment levels. But that doesn't include its quality. So 5,000, so 10,000 items, because there are 5 quality levels, and wait, 5,000. I think it wasn't 2,000. It was 5,000. Get one. Oh, it's on that. 8,000 items. The prices. So how many cities I'm planning to support? That's the main question. There are like 6 main cities. Or 5, 6, yeah. So for each item, I need 5 entries with their quality level, and each of those needs 6 entries for each city where they can be sold, where I want to track their prices. So can I design the database? It would be a good design. Because I don't really care about the price history, I just want to keep the latest value. So when it's populated, it will pretty much be of the fixed size, unless new items get introduced into the game, then yeah, that's a different story. But I will want to keep them locally. I don't really want to query database each time there's a kill or event. So I want to cache them locally, and that's probably gonna be in RAM. How much RAM that would eat up? Having a dictionary with 40,000 entries? Yeah. Do a test application. Planning. Have anything? Okay, let's make a new file, I guess. Planning. File. The lists. Caching. Right. So what we want is there is a thing so the price is just an integer. It doesn't have any fractional. Well, it could have for averages, but yeah, it won't do that. To save space, that will be just a normal integer. What's the most expensive item I can think of? It's like, it should be like 300 million? 500? Maybe a billion? Right, okay. So I want to create a new list. Want to open my notes. Don't I have my notes here? Study notes. What I'm looking for. Yes, it's time to make some more notes. Oh, these are the notes. 9F list comprehension. That's what I'm looking for. Right. Take a look at the Python documentation real quick. Tests. Data structures, build types. Around here. Code and so on. Maybe I should just search for list. Probably iterable would be the best option. Iterable. Ooh. Sequences. It's a very basic thing. It's described very early into the documentation. Language reference. Types. Data persist. Sequence types. Let's see what it has to say. Numbers. Yeah, I know there is a fancy way to do this, but I don't really care enough. Okay. Will be, oh. Right, fence. Cache. Cache list. Will be just this. Oh, actually, it's a dictionary. Right, the dictionary, it will take up significantly more space. Well, I guess I can't really get away from that. Let's have a dictionary. And now each dictionary will be a list. Too much. A list of 6 values. Oh, I guess I will have to generate a random string. Okay. I need 8,000 random strings, so I guess I can find, well, it would be nice to find a fancy for statement. Built-in types, or looping. Have something interesting. Count, repeat, endlessly or up to n times. Accumulate. Example, accumulate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so this is Fibonacci sequence, if I'm correct. Okay, that's to know. chain. One P2 plus. Not really sure how to. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Compress. Drop while, filter false, group by, take while. Right. Cartesian product? The hell is Cartesian? Equivalent to a nested for loop? Okay, I just need a loop to repeat X amount of times. Yeah, so looping tools are not what I'm looking for. Looking at the wrong place. Let's look at language reference. Operators. What I'm looking for? Nope. Or okay, let's look at the for statement. For integer in range. Range war. Turns an iterator of integers. Oh, that's actually quite useful. So I don't really have to generate a random name. I could just use an integer. Okay, we can do that. Let's add this to my notes. Range. Rates. Terrible. And we have start, stop, and step. Okay, let's number that as well. Iterator. Really care about the actual values. Right, now there is a method to get the space. Should be in the built-in methods. I think it needs, it's not hidden in any libraries. Python language. Wasn't language reference. It wasn't. Library reference. Built-in functions. Right. Iterator object. The first argument is interpreted depending on the presence of the second argument. For block in. There are cool things you could do. Map X. Memory view, that's right. So I'll just have to Google this. Python, how to get object size. Determine the size of an object in Python. Size of module. Built-in object will return a correct result, but this does not have hold true for third-party extensions. Right. Well, I guess it is in C's library. Okay. Got the documentation for that. I'm looking for get size. Size of size of an object. The object can be of type or the memory consumption directly. That the object is accounted for, not the memory consumption of the objects refers to. Right. I wonder how it will work on the map. Should be fine. Get size off. Right. Yeah. And size of object is cache. List. As Python 232. Right. And or I in range. Range is 8,000. I add. How does random work? Another question. Okay, random is not a built-in method. Random. Oh, it's a separate module, okay. Random. Functions for interest. Okay, random range. Top. Return a randomly selected element. Choice. To actually build a range object. Random range is more sophisticated about producing equally distributed value. Care about that. Random rand int. That's what I'm looking for. Integer n such that n is between a and b. Okay. And int. Random rand int. So, for 8,000 times, I do cache list, and I construct the name, this test item name with classifier. And other things. They shouldn't be that long, but this will be the worst case scenario. Oh, and I add integer, and then so they will be unique. So random. Dot get random int. Random. Right. Function. Rand int. Okay. Int. So between values of say 100 and let's see. Wait, it didn't import the library? 2 million? Yeah, it should be more, 2 billion. Try doing it for like 800 entries, see what happens. Size. Let's divide the size by what? Bytes? So by 8? Oh, so it's it's already in bytes. So 1024. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Right. 512, yeah, 1024. So this will be in kilobytes. Right. It's not taking all that much space. Let's rewrite. So 36 kilobytes if I do the 8000 thing. So it will be 300 kilobytes, more or less. Oh, it's actually not this. It should be a dictionary with 6 random values. So it will be a list. Right. How do I create a list of? Should do this. Wait, there was a eat correctly. Eat. Iteration tools repeat. Object. Interrupt that returns object over and over again. Runs this times argument is specified. Use as argument to map for parent parameters to the called function. Also used with it to create an invariant part of the tuple record. Roughly equivalent to object. So if times is done, while true yield object. Ah, okay. So object can be an expression like this. There are tools repeat. this thing for 8 times. Okay. Will this run? Okay, so 288 kilobytes. Seemed like it increased in... Oh, I guess it saves the iterator itself. The breakpoint. Actually look at what gets stored. Then debug as. Oh, okay, breakpoint on an empty line doesn't make much sense. Run. Right. Oh no, actually it does have the values. Cache and list. Well, imagine its length. Okay, cache 8,000. I guess it's completely feasible to just store it in memory, in cache. Doesn't seem like it will consume like absurd amounts of memory. Right. I guess that's good to know. Starts with 0. Values look awfully similar. Let's say. Oh, it reuses the same value. I want it to be called each time. Oh. Oh, so it just repeats it multiple times. Okay, that's not good. Oh, it's not taking all that much space. Sure, that would be equivalent. I can remove the repeat. It will take up the same amount of space. So 288 kilobytes. Part. List expects 102 were given. Sorry. Int is not iterable. What? Random integer? Oh, it's not a list. A list. Oh. Yeah, 288, so it's the same size. Guess I can do list comprehension here. Let's try using that. So function. This will be the function I call for x in range 8. That's not right. So even though I don't use X, matter, by running it again, 88. What are the values? Ah, 288, because it doesn't actually incorporate the values of the lists. So the dictionary itself, it purely depends on how many entries it has. 28,000. Run that. Uh, 128. So 1.2 megabytes. Right. Okay, to get the true size, I guess I need to iterate over it. Well, I'm iterating over it already, so full size is 0 is total size plus equal. This is get size of right. And here size will be, I get the size, I add the total size got from all the lists. Those are all both added, then I divide it. What turns now? So now it's 4.5 megabytes. Now to test if it actually takes into account the values I store. Four or five. It doesn't. So it probably doesn't. Yeah, I need to take into account. So the object itself. Okay. Yeah, this is annoying. Total size plus equal size of the actual string. Then I need to add values of each of the element for L in hash list. Semicolon size is equal size of this time we don't get this actual, get the elements size. It should be more like true value, out of range. Oh, I use E instead of L. Wait, this is the list? Oh, I just used the element. Dumb. I'm dumb. But that is not dumb. 13 megabytes. Now the size should change if I make the number smaller. Well, it changed. So 13.409. Yeah, 13.8. Okay. So it takes into account the size of these values. Now I need to take make this smaller. Oh, I use it everywhere now. Doesn't matter. So I'm talking about tens of megabytes in the worst case, which is still reasonable, so it shouldn't be an issue. Can definitely store 8,000 values as cache in memory without having any memory issues. So let's set that up, I guess. Okay, it's still running, yep. So, okay, how do I actually store this? Get item imp. Item. Oh, I wish I... Okay. Maybe this will require some rewriting. Everywhere I use the strings, I don't really appreciate. But it's also time to go. It's already lunchtime and I need to go and cook something. Oh. Right. Okay, so I have an idea. I do a thing. Yeah, when I'm doing a thing, before I initiate, okay, let's have comment to do here, hit the cache with prices. Some prices. Hopefully that makes sense. I guess initial implementation, I don't even need to store the values in my own database. I can just use the publicly exposed database or API and just get the data from there. Especially since it accepts a list of items, which is interesting. Guess storing a timestamp also could be a thing. Right. Maybe I can create just a data class to store all the values. So I could have dedicated entries for each town. And then also you can have a timestamp indicating when the value was last updated. So in that case, I would have 8,000 objects by cache. Well, the worst case. Still seems kind of okay. Can't imagine it ballooning my memory usage. Just because instead of using just normal lists and dictionaries, I use an object. well, a data class. I guess I can just define a data class. Yeah, something to think about before tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be, I guess, implementing it, like the initial version. Right, okay. I think that's it for now. Yeah, well, I got it working today. I have some examples. Yeah, so I update the cache here. Maybe I could have an example of the query I do. Cover what? Here. X. Comma. Here 4 bag of enchantment level. Qualities. Oh, that's an interesting one. I pass this. And well, it does what I expect. Quality 4, quality 5. Oh, so it does a cross join of sorts. So it takes the city. Yeah, one city. We can have a list of locations, a list of qualities, and a list of items, and it will just do a cross join and return all possible combinations. Okay, that's nice. Good to know. Okay, let's have this as an example query. I wouldn't forget, so in case something happens, I would have it somewhere. But yeah, I'm done for today, and tomorrow, yeah, continue with this.